Opportunities are available in all walks of life in Australia. So if you're young and if you're healthy, why not get a boat and come to Australia? Australia. The chance of a lifetime. You get what you want.
Nobody has to be any better than what they want to be.
Australia. No class distinction. No drug addiction.
Nobody's got a chip on their shoulder.
We'll surf like they do in the USA. We'll fly down to Sydney for a holiday on a sunny Christmas day. Australia, Australia.
And we are joined right now, everyone, by Mr. Marty Penrose and his very talented daughter, Taylor Penrose. And all month, we've been talking about the Initiative CD. A little backstory, everyone. Jeff Brown, I met the gentleman, Jeff Brown from Australia. I met at a party in New York City, actually. He handed me the Initiative CD. He said, a buddy of mine, Joe Mantica, has this CD. Give it a listen. If you like it, maybe you can talk about it on the show. Well, I didn't like it. I loved it. And couple of the reasons that I loved it are the talents of Marty Penrose and his daughter Taylor Penrose. So, Marty and Taylor, first of all, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello, Steve. How are you? Thanks very much for that. And it's great to be on the show. Thanks for having us on. And it's a great pleasure to be representing the Initiative via Joe Mandica.
Oh, I'll tell you. Well, it's a great CD, and both of your talents are just, it's so funny. Here I am, we're in the USA, and I heard both of a few of your cuts from the Initiative, and I said, holy smokes, I mean, why can't we hear more of the stuff like this in the USA? So I'm so glad we're able to talk about it right now. First of all, Marty, you're the dad, so why don't you give us a little background, first of all, about how you met Joe Mantica and things like that. And Taylor, I'm gonna quiz you in a few minutes as well, okay?
All right.
Okay. Marty, it's all yours. Give our listeners a little backstory, please.
Yeah, Steve, I've been performing with a Roy Orbison tribute show over a few years, and one of the guys performing with me, Johnny Memphis, he goes by the name of, took me to a gig in Port Melbourne down here on the pier, and Joe was performing there with a well-known local singer, Tony Pantano from the 70s and 80s, and I love Tony. But then halfway through his little show, Joe started playing some of his originals, and he sang a particular original song. I think it was Right Here Inside My Heart, and it just clicked with me. I just felt, geez, what a nice song, what a good songwriter. And of course, he gave me a copy of his album, which I don't know whether he spoke about last time, but he had an album out before the Initiative, and 1,000 Miles. And I said,
Yes.
Oh, Joe, one day I'd love to record that song. And we got to know each other through that. So I ran into him a few times afterwards. And of course, he was very generous to let me eventually record that song of his. And I ended up recording 2 or 3 others as well on the CD I put out a couple of years ago.
Everyone, we're speaking with Mr. Marty Penrose, martypenrose.com, spelled pretty much the way you would expect, martypenrose.com. Marty, you just mentioned Right Here Inside My Heart, and you mentioned that you do an incredible Roy Orbison tribute. You're in a Roy Orbison tribute band. This might be a good time. Why don't we listen to Right Here Inside My Heart, hear a great song by Marty Penrose, and then we'll get right back and talk more about the music. Okay, Marty?
No worries. Thanks, Steve.
Okay, Right Here Inside My Heart, Marty Penrose. You're going to be amazed, everyone.
This time I really think it's over. This time I think we've gone too far. You did not keep the love I gave you, the love that I had made for you, straight from the heart.
Hate to say our dream is over. I can't believe it fell apart. And to this day I don't know why you didn't want to try to make a brand new start. If I could only make you see I'm not the one who used to hurt you every day. If I could find a way to show this time it's gonna be for real. Take back the words that you have stolen and try to mend a broken heart. We laughed, we cried, and though you're gone, you always will remain right here inside my heart. If I could only make you see I'm not the one who used to hurt you every day. If I could find a way to show this time it's gonna be for real. Take back the words that you have stolen and try to mend a broken heart. We laughed, we cried, and though you're gone, you always will remain right here inside my heart. And even though you're gone, you always will remain right here inside my heart.
Right here inside my heart. We're having a fun conversation here while the music's playing. Marty, I have to ask you, did you develop the Roy Orbison voice, which is quite evident in that song, or did it just come natural to you?
I sort of, I fell into it, I guess, like a lot of singers, like yourself, Steve. I loved a lot of the singers from the 60s and 70s and grew up with the Beatles and the Beach Boys and Roy and Frank and Elvis and all those singers of that time by listening to records at my grandparents' place. And I found myself, I think the first person I tried to mimic was Dean Martin, back when I was about 7 years old or 8 years old.
Oh, I love Dean Martin.
I don't think I particularly sounded like it, but I did realise I had a bit of an ear for listening to, particularly to singers. My background is I'd have some of the mates in the band, when they hear a song, they hear the bass or they hear the guitarist in that particular song. Well, I really listen to the vocalist. Anyone with featured vocals, I really listen to, and so yeah, look, I sound a bit like Roy. No one really sounds like Roy. He had such a unique and fantastic voice, and it's the same with a lot of those singers. You get people that copy them, but they never really sound exactly like them. And I don't pretend to, for 1 minute, to think that I'm anywhere near him. But yeah, I just felt that I do have a good ear for listening, and like a lot of people that do impersonations, they were able to maybe take about 70% of a particular mannerism and build it into their vocalizations, and that's pretty much what I do with Roy and with a few others. I even have a go at Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, and believe it, even the Rascals had a go at that. I've got one of those songs that How Can I Be Sure up on YouTube last
Marty,
year as well.
I had Eddie Brigatti on the show about
Eddie Brigatti. Yeah, I saw that.
Who sings How Can I Be Sure?
Last year,
boy.
wasn't
Yeah,
God, yeah, he's a New Jersey boy too, isn't he?
he is. He's born and bred in New Jersey.
Yeah, they're all from that way. Yeah, look, I loved all that stuff. Always heavily influenced by, and look, that's the nature of when I put my CD out. That was pretty much what I was trying to capture was a lot of that sort of feel. Where you're right, what you said earlier in the program, that people just don't get the opportunity anymore to listen to the style of song that they used to enjoy so much. You know, and there's no reason why they can't. And it's shows like yours, Steve, that help give artists that still enjoy that music an opportunity to vent it and get it listened to. So thanks for that.
Oh, well, thank you for the music. You're kidding. I love being able to speak with people who are like-minded. Everyone, Marty mentioned his CD. It's Yesterday's Dream. Wonderful CD. You can get that at martypenrose.com, MartyPenrose.com. And you are not the only talented member of the family, Marty. You're certainly talented, but your daughter, Taylor... Taylor, you did your first professional recording. I believe you were 14 years old. Is that right? Why don't you give us a little background? Yeah.
No, about 10 years old. We recorded The Prayer as a duet. It was recorded, and I used to think it was professional. But, yeah, it's nice looking back to that. And, so Hold On Tight, I think it was, back in 2009 when I was 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, why don't we do chronologically? You mentioned The Prayer. Why don't we listen to 10-year-old Taylor Penrose?
Oh, geez.
And let's totally embarrass Taylor Penrose. And here's really a really nice recording. It's called The Prayer, Taylor Penrose. And let's listen to it right now, everyone.
La luce che tu dai,
I pray we'll find your light
ne cure resterà,
and hold it in our hearts.
Ricordaci
when storms hold it tonight,
eterna stella sei, nella mia preghiera.
Let this be our prayer.
Quanta fera c'è
When shadows fill our day,
lead us to a place, guide us with your grace.
give us faith so we'll be safe.
Sogno un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia, di speranza. just like every child.
Just like every child.
Need to find a place, guide us with your grace.
Give us faith so we'll be safe.
Et la felice ai excessendo. Sento cesis ave.
Belle nonni.
Taylor, really nice recording. What do you remember about that? About making that recording, Taylor, at 10 years old?
I remember being nervous, that's for sure. I had the lyrics in front of me and my hand was shaking, but I really enjoyed it because, you know, Dad was beside me and helping me through it. But, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Well, you certainly, your nervousness did not come through, that's for sure. And like you said, I guess having your dad next to you is a big help. He's certainly a talented guy. Marty, when you were a little kid, Marty, what did your parents play in the house? What records did you hear being played?
It was pretty much what I mentioned before. I know my mum used to like Tom Jones, so she was always playing a lot of Tom Jones and Engelbert. And,
yeah, sure.
of course, you know, even my dad liked Nat King Cole. He was a Nat King Cole fan and a Frank Sinatra fan. And but I particularly, you know, Elvis, of course, was I'm more of a 70s Elvis person rather than a 50s Elvis. So I love the big concert stuff. You know, I used to like all those albums and yeah. So listen to a lot of that. You know, even Frankie Lane. You know, at my grandfather's place. I had a fondness of some of his songs in that as well. He had such a powerful voice, Frankie Lane. And so a lot of those influences sort of, I guess it happens to all kids. You know, you tend to listen, you know, Taylor.
I'm quite old-fashioned with my music, yeah.
My Taylor's got a bit of an old-fashioned streak, yet my son, he's more into the gangster
rap.
Gangster rap.
Different of us.
Totally different sort of musical taste. Although every now and again, one of the traditions in our family at Christmas time is I have a little family CD I put together and make sure I play 2 or 3 weeks out from Christmas, so it instills songs and of course Snoopy and the Red Barons Christmas.
Of course,
the Beach Boys is in there. What song is it? I can't remember the name of the song now.
But he likes to wake us up with it in the mornings, early mornings.
Yeah. So, and I think because music for everyone, Steve, and I'm sure this is the case with you. Music are memories, aren't they? You know, you hear certain songs, they take you back to certain places in time, and that's what often when I'm hearing songs, it's about they take you back to a different place.
Oh, absolutely. It takes you back to that very minute. Boy, you're so right. And music is so universal. I think it's the one universal language. Do both of you feel that way, Marty and Taylor? That it's kind of...
you find people all over the world, as you do, Steve. You know, when you're interviewing different people, you just come across, I'm sure you come across so many people that have got similar tastes because we've all listened to the same things. We all see and hear the same things on TV and over here, and you know, we've got very American tastes over here. You know, when I think about who influenced me, I mean, you know, we have local artists as well, like Johnny O'Keefe and Russell Morris, who also influenced me as well. You know, particularly here on the local front. You know, that in terms of singing and style and that sort of thing, and but very heavily influenced by American artists over here. So our pop culture over here is, you know, there is a lot of American culture within there, you know, TV shows, music, and, of course, hence Planet Ludwig.
Yeah, Universal Planet. You know, it's funny, Marty and then Taylor, I just finished a book called The Beatle Who Vanished, and it talks about when the Beatles in June of 64, did an Australian tour, and Ringo had tonsillitis, and Jimmy Nicol was the drummer who took his place. I think I'm a little older than you, Marty, but do you remember the not that you maybe saw them, but do you remember anything about the Beatles visiting Australia? Or
I actually do, Steve. My mum took me. They went on a bit of a tour around Melbourne in a couple of limousines, and they drove down a place called Queen's Parade, not far from where we used to live. So my mum, we all lined up, and it was like a parade basically. So we lined up, and my mum swears. And I don't know, I was probably about 3 or 4 years old, but my mum swears that Ringo looked straight at me from the car and waved as he went past. So that's her tale. But so I saw them drive past. I wasn't old enough to see them in concert. But a big Beatles fan. And
no, Marty, I'm sorry, he absolutely looked at you. That's how the story has to become embellished over the years.
Well, later on, Joe got to meet Ringo. Joe Mandica, the writer of all Initiative, and he got to meet Ringo when he toured last year, and I've had the privilege of meeting Brian Wilson a couple of times when he's been out here stage.
Talk about a genius, right, Marty?
Yeah, well, the second time I managed to take Joe with me, so we got some photos with him, and Joe came with me when they performed over here with Chicago. They played with America. And of course, Brian Wilson Band.
That was my first concert, actually.
That's a great one. That's a great one to start off with, Taylor. Boy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You know, Marty, you mentioned how you preferred the jumpsuit Elvis to the leather Elvis. How about if we put it that way? You wrote a song in Memphis Tonight, which you dedicated to Elvis. Well, let's listen to that in a minute or so. But why don't you give us a little background to that one?
Yeah, this one, like a lot of these things, have been going around in my head. You know, the main verse of that song, or the chorus of that song, had been going around in my head for quite a while. And that usually what happens is I'll get a little loop or something happening, and then I build the song around it. And that particular one, I had the In Memphis Tonight. We had a famous TV show over here called In Melbourne Tonight back here in the 60s that went on through to the mid 70s, a bit like Johnny Carson's Tonight Show over here. And I love that show, and I thought In Memphis Tonight, and it sort of just went round and round in my head, and I got together with one of the guys from the Roy Orbison band, Trevor McQuaid, and we both sat down over 3 or 4 different occasions and eventually punched it out and came up with In Memphis Tonight. And I actually, the guy that was also in the show with me, I managed to get to Memphis last February and in 2013, and went to Sun Records and re-recorded it there with a good mate of mine, Johnny Memphis, where we shared the song and actually recorded it in Sun Studio. So it's not that version's not on this particular CD, but it was just a great feeling to be able to get into Sun Studios and sing a song.
What a thrill that must have been! Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we listen to In Memphis Tonight, written by Mr. Marty Penrose, dedicated to the late, great Elvis Presley. Here we go, In Memphis Tonight.
Friday comes around, it's time to hit the town. We're gonna call the boys and make a little noise. It'll be alright. I've been working like a slave, now it's time to misbehave. I don't know where we're going, but we're in Memphis tonight. Memphis tonight, Memphis tonight, in Memphis tonight. We're gonna let it ride. In Memphis tonight, in Memphis tonight, in Memphis tonight. We're gonna hold on tight. The night is exciting, my motors ignite. It's time to party down, we're gonna mess around, better hold on tight. Once we get rolling, our heads get swollen. I don't know where we're going, but we're in Memphis tonight. Memphis Once we get rolling, our heads get swollen. I don't know where we're going, but we'll end up in Memphis tonight. The music's grooving, our bodies are moving. I don't know where we're going, but we'll end up in Memphis tonight. Oh, I don't know where we're going, but we'll end up in Memphis tonight. Night falls, and once again I'm alone, thinking of you and the love we once had known. And I close my eyes and I only see you drifting away in a world colored in blue. And I have only blue dreams. I see you in everything. I reach out for you, but you don't come to me. You walk in the door, but you won't set me free from this lonely blue dreams. I remember the day that my world came to an end. You left me, you told me that I'd never see you again. I promised you this without telling a lie. If I want to see my bride, I just close my eyes. And I have lonely blue dreams. I see you in everything. I reach out for you, but you don't come to me. You walk in the door, but you won't set me free from this lonely blue dream. Dreams torture me all through the night. Bring back the times when I held you tight. Oh, how I love you so. In my lonely blue dreams. Lonely blue dreams. Lonely blue dreams. Lonely blue dreams. My lonely blue dreams.
And no, everyone, that was not Roy Orbison. That was the incredibly talented Marty Penrose singing Lonely Blue Dreams. And Marty, I'll tell you that those are three of Roy Orbison's themes, I think. The loneliness, dreams, and the color blue and feeling blue.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. That was written by a Kentuckian friend of yours, I believe.
Yeah, Roy, got a musician by the name of Roy Kyle back in the MySpace days, Steve. You remember those? Roy found me on MySpace.
Yeah, I used to play my 8-track tapes, too, while I was on MySpace.
Yeah, it seems so long ago, doesn't it? But it wasn't really. But
no.
Yeah, look, Roy found me on MySpace, and I had put a particular Roy Orbison song up there, and he contacted me and just asked if I'd be willing to record one of his songs he wrote about 20 years ago. And I thought, oh, I'd love to. And I actually didn't get round to it for quite a while, but I did do that. And Joe, of course, produced that for me. He put that song together for me in the studio, did a great job with it. And again, when I was over in Memphis, I drove on a little further to Kentucky and performed the song with Roy Kyle at the Merle Travis Center in Kentucky. And we had a great night there. In fact, it's sort of at that particular point, Steve, I'd given the tributing Roy away. I hadn't done that for a couple of years. I'd sort of felt that it was becoming a little bit out of time, and I was a bit over singing all the songs over and over. But when I performed over there, and it went over the way it did with Roy, and we also had a guy doing Johnny Cash at this particular concert, I got to realise, as you were saying earlier, that it doesn't matter where you are, people enjoy that music if they, they're like-minded, and it was just like I was singing in front of an Australian audience. They laughed at every gag I cracked, and and really loved the songs and Roy's songs, and this particular one, Lonely Blue Dreams, it's got a nice Roy feel to it, and
Sure
in
does.
particular with Joe's influence, because he softened it a bit with the double bass. That was in the song as well. But, great song, Lonely Blue Dreams.
Were you ever lucky enough to see Roy Orbison live?
I wasn't. I remember he came out here quite often. And Roy was big over here in Australia, in the UK, well after he sort of done his time, pretty much by 1969. He was a little bit over and done with, particularly in the States, and then had a period in the 70s where, he was a bit out of tune and wasn't sort of in the mainstream. But he continued to tour in the UK and Australia, and every time he came out to Australia, he was huge. He was a huge American star, and he still had hits out here. I know Penny Arcade is a song I love to perform, but wasn't really a rater in America, but certainly out here and in the UK. It was in the top 10, and I wish I did. I didn't. I've got all these. There's not many DVDs of Roy, unfortunately, but I've got pretty much everything that's around, and enjoy listening to his live performances as well as his recorded ones. And of course, through YouTube now, you discover so many more that you didn't hear.
My wife and I were so lucky to see Roy Orbison, maybe 5 months before he passed away. And I'll tell you, Marty and Taylor, he just had the audience in the palm of his hand. It was just a white spotlight on Roy Orbison, and it was the voice. It was just, you get chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, he had that voice that you like. He didn't speak much, Roy. He wasn't very much of an entertainer, but he didn't need to be, because people just went to listen to him sing.
Yeah, the songs did all this talking is right.
Yeah, and he. I wish I did get to see him. I unfortunately I never got the opportunity, but I did still buy. One of the things I stick by, even though my friends were listening to a lot of rock and 70s rock stuff in the 70s, I was still buying Roy Orbison records back then, so I was a bit of a dag back in the 70s, and even in the 80s I still enjoyed listening to Roy. Amongst others, I still listen to Chicago and ELO and the Doobies and the Eagles and Billy Joel and all those people, but I still enjoyed listening to Roy. And of course, when the Traveling Wilburys came out, I was in heaven.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine what kind of a tour that would have been?
Yeah, well, they were talking about it. They were going to do a tour. It just didn't happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
At least he got to see a little bit of, his reprise before he left us, in 1988.
88. Yep, I think you're absolutely correct. Yep, because I think 87 his last solo album came out, but.
Yes.
Yep. Now, Taylor, I noticed on YouTube, I've seen a couple of your things on YouTube, and the question begs to be asked: what's your first love, singing or dancing?
Oh, definitely singing.
Well, because
I love dancing.
Yeah.
But that makes pain, so I love to sing, definitely.
Well, then perfect, because that's a perfect segue. We're going to listen to Taylor now. All right, now we're not going to embarrass you with the 10-year-old. As a 10-year-old, we're going to go to listening to "Hold On Tight." Now, you made this song when you were 14 years old.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty song. Howard Salmon, I believe is the writer. Why don't you tell us a little more background to it, Taylor?
Yeah, it was written for me about my dad and our relationship, and it's a really, really close song to my heart, and I think my dad's as well. And I really love to sing it, and I still sometimes sing it, just around the house. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful song. We're going to listen to Hold On Tight, and then everybody, we're going to go right into another beautiful song by Taylor Penrose from the initiative called Believe. So here, and present day. So we go from 10 to 14 to present day. Here's the very talented, beautiful voice, Taylor Penrose with Hold On Tight, and then Believe. Enjoy, everyone.
Dancing in your dreams. the sorrow. Don't wait long. Believe in tomorrow. Say you're gonna try. Shout up to the sky. Say you will believe. Say you're gonna try. Shout up to the sky. Say you will believe. Say you will believe. Say you're gonna try. Shout up to the sky. Say you will believe.
Believe by a beautiful voice, Taylor Penrose, from the Initiative CD. As a matter of fact, everyone, I'd like to give you the Facebook page for the Initiative CD as well. It's facebook.com/theinitiativejm. And we're speaking with Taylor Penrose and her dad, Marty Penrose, two incredibly talented friends from Australia. Go to martypenrose.com. What the heck is that all about? My New Jersey accent is bad enough. Now it's .com. I was going to say martypenrose.com. martypenrose.com. I was just going to tell you guys you have the weird accents, but I think it's me, actually.
Can you do an Australian accent, Steve?
I can sing Timey Kangaroo Down Sport, but that's about it.
What about
Other
crikey?
than that,
Can you do crikey?
I'll tell you, mate. I know to say mate every once in a while. But we're having a great conversation with both Marty and Taylor. And Marty, I believe, if I did my research correct, that Roy Orbison's late wife, Barbara Orbison, did she acknowledge your show or the fact that you pay such great tribute to her husband?
No, not so much Barbara. There's a couple of cousins of Roy that found me again via MySpace initially, and I've in fact maintained a pretty strong friendship over Facebook with them both, and in particular one of the guys that's married to one of the cousins, Tom, and we converse quite regularly on Facebook even now. But he actually said some lovely things on Facebook. In fact, I've been meaning to record them actually, just to keep so I can prove to my grandchildren that there was someone there that thought I did a good job. But Tom put up a lovely video tribute mid last year, just saying on Facebook how much that he enjoyed listening to me doing Roy songs, and also how even my talking as Roy. He believed it sounded like, in fact, like Roy, a mix of Roy and his brother Sam, who unfortunately left us as well 2 or 3 years ago. But he was quite taken back when he heard me doing the talking Roy as well.
How true is that, boy? Your inflections, because I've watched some YouTube videos, and even within the songs themselves. I mean, you really have, what's the word? You bring Roy through you, and it's such a really, really enjoyable experience as well as a wonderful experience. Again, everyone, we're speaking with Marty Penrose and his daughter Taylor Penrose, martypenrose.com. And excuse me, I'm sorry. We're going to listen to a couple more songs right now by Marty. Then when we come back, we have a great duet, a couple of one song with both Taylor and Marty. The song Dream Baby Dream, Marty. Now that's really a nice dum 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 and the sha la la la. That really captures Roy really well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Dream Baby Dream?
Yeah, that was another one where I wanted to sort of, that's pretty much a lullaby, that song. And I got with Joe Mandicker again from the Initiative Fashion, and Joe produced a lot of the stuff that was on my first album. And again, Joe's got such a great ear as well. And of course, I can't write music, so Joe does a lot of that for me. And I come up with the words and come up with the melodies and the verses and sing it to him. And of course, he then transcribes it over for me. And but he also added some lovely flavours to that particular song, which probably modernised it a little bit as well. There's a little bit of twang going on in there that brings it a little bit more a modern feel. But yeah, it's pretty much just a father singing to a child basically before they go to sleep. That everything will be okay in their dreams, and that's pretty much what Roy sang about, I guess. So it was sort of dedication to, as you said earlier, to the fact that Roy used to sing songs about dreams and lost love and crying and being lonely and all those sort of things. And this particular song, I tried to capture that as well. And Joe heard that and helped me put it together and did a great job with it.
And let's listen to it right now, Mr. Marty Penrose with Dream, Baby Dream.
Now it's time to close your eyes as we call another day. And I whisper as you fall, then I'll send you on your way. Dream, baby, dream. The world is still brand new. Dream, baby, dream. All tomorrows are for you. Dream, baby, dream. Only sunshine in your way. If only you just dream, baby, dream. When alone I'll still be with you. Don't be afraid. When scared of feeling blue, just hear me say, dream, baby, dream. The world is still brand new. Dream, baby, dream. All tomorrows are for you. Dream, baby, dream. Only sunshine in your way. If only you just dream, baby, dream.
Well, you know there's an old saying that used to go round that said, remember yesterday, live for today, and dream about tomorrow. Me? Well, I like to dream. Maybe you should too. And who knows? One day, those dreams might just come true.
Dream, baby, dream. The world is still brand new. Dream, baby, dream. All tomorrows are for you. Dream, baby, dream. Only sunshine in your way. If only you just dream, baby, been a long time coming, now the timing is right. Got my guitar, it's late at night. Thrown down my whiskey, been together so long. Shouldn't seem so risky to say it in song. I get nervous, won't say it right. I want to sing it, baby, tonight. I got the deep down feeling, the deep feeling, silent, don't say much. You know what I'm thinking, you know my touch. I got the deep down feeling, deep feeling. You're my love, you're my world tonight. Try to impress you, can give you enough. What I have to go through to show you my love. Tongue keeps on tripping, it won't come out clear. Let me embrace you, I want you to hear. I get nervous, won't say it right. I want to sing it, baby, tonight. I got these deep down feelings, these deep feelings. Well, I've been silent, don't say much. Know what I'm thinking, you know my touch. I got these deep down feelings, these deep feelings. Whenever I hold you, I want you to know I got these deep down feelings, these deep feelings. Now that I've got you, I'll never let go. I got these deep down feelings, these deep feelings. Whenever I hold you, I want you to know I got these deep down feelings, these deep feelings. Now that I've got you, I'll never let go. I've got these deep down feelings, these deep feelings. Whenever I hold you, I want you to know I got these deep down feelings.
And that was Deep Down Feelings, kind of a country feel there, Marty, with that song. What can you tell us about Deep Down Feelings?
Yeah, that was pretty much a song I come up with probably about 6 or 7 years ago now, and I think it was a song about. It was a song for the blokes, basically, where a lot of men don't really verbalise what they feel about their loved ones or their partners. That they try to show it in actions, and that's pretty much what that particular song was about. So the wording in that song is about how men try to express their feelings through their actions rather than their words, and that's pretty much what that one was about. But probably, it has a bit more of a country feel, that one, and of course it's probably the only song other than Memphis Tonight that's more in my own voice than the Roy voice on that particular CD. But that was a while ago.
Yeah, I was going to point that out. I'm glad you brought it up. That is more of the Marty Penrose voice rather than the Roy Orbison voice. Yeah, Deep Down Feelings, really nice song. Really, and again, everyone, MartyPenrose.com. Yesterday's stream is a CD. But, you know, Marty and Taylor, I wouldn't have known about each of you if it weren't for the Initiative CD. First of all, Taylor, if you please don't get upset with me, but how old are you? You can't be too old.
I'm 19 years old.
Wow, boy, what a talent you were at 19 years old. Where do you see yourself in, say, maybe 5 years, entertainment-wise? Do you have any? I'm sure you have some entertainment goals. Where do you see yourself in maybe 5 years?
Well, I'm actually studying at the VCA, at the Victorian College of the Arts, at Melbourne Uni, doing music theatre. So I'm hoping to get into the theatre industry in Melbourne. And look, my main dream is to go to Broadway and perform on, a Broadway stage. So
Oh,
we'll
that
see.
would be one. Oh, we're going to keep our fingers crossed. Well, you certainly have the chops and the talent for it. So,
Thank you.
and it's right across the George Washington Bridge from where I live. So,
Not that far. Not that far from New Jersey.
no, it's literally, it's maybe 20 minutes away from where I live. So back to the Initiative CD. Once again, it's facebook.com/The Initiative JM. Why don't each of you give me a couple of minutes, a minute or so, of your recollections of working on the Initiative, and then we're going to end it with a song called "Getting It Together," which is with Marty and features his daughter Taylor as well. So Taylor first. What do you remember about working on the Initiative?
Well, I was really, really excited when Joe asked me because I had seen the work that he's done with Dad. And the first song I recorded was Believe back in 2012. Mm-hmm. And I connected to that straight away. And, the second song was He Gives Me Everything, early 2013. And I remember him saying on my first take that I was singing it a bit too seriously. And he said to, smile and have fun with it. So I decided to smile. And after the first verse, I didn't have to force a smile. It just came naturally. So hopefully that comes through and you can hear the joy in the song.
It does come through. It really does. Marty, what are your recollections about working on the Initiative?
Well, Joe rang me and said he had a song he wanted me, would I be prepared to record for him, and he was putting together this particular Initiative CD, and I thought, I didn't even think about it. And then Joe rings me to record something, I do it straight away, because the way he writes it, it just rings a bell with me. It just the structure of his songs is very. He's great with melody. It's from an era that I enjoy that sort of music, and he's an artist really, because he's a good singer in his own right as well, and it was quite generous of him to put this CD and album together of other local performers. He's got Grace, who you spoke to a few weeks ago. Yes. Grace Marino. You've got Nino coming up. You've got Nat and Zach. You've got Nat, his daughter, that's coming on soon, or that will have been on by the time we do this. But and Fortunato.
Natalie is next week, February 4th, rather. Yeah,
yes.
Natalie and Zach.
So, pretty much, how generous to be able to do all that. And so it was terrific for me. And I recorded my first CD in at Toyland Studios, where we did it as well with Adam Kalatsis, who's just a magnificent producer there, very good ear, very quick. Spot on, and I'd heard Fortunato sing a couple of Joe's songs before, and when he mentioned Fortunato was going to be singing and Grace was going to be singing on it, I just thought, how terrific that Taylor and I get the opportunity to get in with them, and it was really his generosity for someone that should be bigger than he is over here in Australia. For someone to do that when he should be getting a break himself, it's extremely kind of an artist to do that. There's a lot of artists and performers going around, and it's all me. But I have to say with Joe that he's very generous, not just with his recordings, but also with his live performances as well. If you go and see Joe perform live, you never just see Joe. You will see singers and performers come up who just want to sing with him because he lets them, and he's extremely good that way. And it's come across in how he's put this particular CD together, an album together, and we knew it was something special when we put it together, and the concert he put together as well, which the launch night. I don't know whether he sent you the DVD of that one.
It's coming. I haven't got it yet, but
but it was just a great night, and it's just a great CD, and he's a great talent. Along with everyone else that was on this particular album.
Well put. Joe has really to me as well in correspondence back and forth. And speaking of real talents, it's been a pleasure speaking with both of you, Marty and Taylor Penrose. I think the best way to end it is with a song from the Initiative. Features both of you called "Getting It Together," and I can't thank both of you enough. You're so pleasant speaking with you. And so friendly. It's been a real joy speaking with you, and I hope we can speak again in the future, both of you.
Well, thanks for
Thank
having us
you.
on, Steve. And here's Getting It Together, written by Joe Mandica and Peter Rector.
And here we go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You used to spend all of my money and keep me up late every night. I used to walk home thinking maybe another night. You took all my money, but darling, you treated me right. We used to go cruising on Sundays and meet at the dance Friday nights. We used to hang out at the juke joint every night. You took all my money, but darling, you treated me right. Get it together, together, get it. Get it together, together, get it. 'Cause you can depend upon, I can depend upon, we can depend upon getting it together. You can depend upon, I can depend upon, we can depend upon getting it together. Get it together.